not going with a reward system this year, but how do you hold your students accountable and how do you make sure they still meet the expectation without giving them rewards? I totally agree with this comment. Like, students, if you give them rewards, they become expectant of rewards for literally doing nothing. They do the bare minimum and then they're like, where's my candy? I need something for this. And for me personally, I just found rewards as a thing that was too much for me to manage as a teacher. Like, I had my content, I had my behavior, I had connection, I had all of this stuff, I had parent contact all on my plate, and I couldn't add something additional on top of that. So this is how I hold students accountable. There are 5 things that I'm going to tell you in helping with a non-rewards classroom. Number 1, the expectation is literally the expectation. So I teach my students from day 1 that I expect you to meet expectation in this classroom, and that is just what is expected out of you. If you can't meet expectation, then there is going to be consequences for your behavior and your actions. But typically most students just get on board with that because they learn really quickly that I'm not willing to budge. That's my bottom line. You will meet expectation. We're going to have to meet there. Of course, I bring in student voice and choice and all of those things, but the expectation is the expectation. Second, I love doing like above expectation behavior, giving a reward for that. So like if I have a student who's going really above and beyond or doing things that are like just so incredible and like I'm really noticing that in that student, then I'm going to give them something, or I'm going to shout them out in a morning meeting, or I'm going to make a big deal out of it. And not because like that you deserve a prize when you go above and beyond, but I really want to value that behavior of my students. And so above expectation behavior definitely can be rewarded. Number 3, do not discount the idea of positive praise and positive reinforcement. Your students, especially if you get to know them, definitely want to impress you. My students were like, oh, did you see that, Ms. Miller? Did you see that I got to my seat right away and I was sitting and like ready to go? Like, oh my gosh, you're incredible. And just like really celebrating them and really getting on their level and showing them that like you're a person who cares not just about them as a student, but them as a person. Number 4, getting to know your students. I have found if you really get to know your students and you really get to build that relationship with them and you understand what makes them click and the special things that they have going on about them and you talk to them about those things and you just build that basic foundation of a relationship, you don't need rewards because your students just like you. They want to get to know you as a person. You want to get to know them as a person. And there's just like this genuine connection there that doesn't really need to be rewarded. And so it literally all it takes is like a at them and they fix their behavior for the most part. Obviously, you're always going to have outliers that don't follow in the normal system and that you're going to have different plans for. Number 5 is build your classroom community to be a place your students want to be a part of. So what I mean by that is like I'm in my classroom when we were meeting expectation and we were doing all the right things and all the kids had their pencil and all the kids were ready to go. Like such a fun and exciting place to be that my kids literally were so excited to be part of that classroom community. And then they realized as soon as their behavior didn't meet expectation and as soon as students were being mean to one another and as soon as students couldn't get along, that went away right away. They couldn't do anything about like all of the fun stuff that we normally get to do. And so students